Medical disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes. It does not replace the medical advice of a trained doctor. Seek medical advice before beginning any treatment plan. Hello, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Let's start by checking out a few things. My first number is 13.5, and I'm going down. Take a look at the graph. It shows I went up. And this doesn't really give a correct number. It was a little bit higher. I think I typed out at 25. But you see, you're backwards to what I am. All across here, I'm all pretty much within reason. And then boop in the morning. So, who knows what's going on in my body? I think it's actually still the intestinal problems. I just in pain. I don't want to move. So hence why a lot of the videos lately have been coming from my bed. Hopefully one day we'll be able to see a doctor and get into finding out a cause for this. I'm really getting sick of this. But today we want to take a look at young diabetics who you can't tell them anything. Hello, my name's Mike, and I'm one of those diabetics. I was diagnosed, and I've told this story before, but it's kind of relevant to. I got into such a funk that I stopped going to see my GP. After I was let out of the hospital, I had nothing more to do with an internist or a diabetes specialist. It was just with my GP. And I had an appointment with the GP, and I got a new typewriter, so I thought, I'll get all these records together and I'll type them all out. Well, my typewriter, when I typed them all out, there was no real pattern. I was kind of swinging all over the place. And my doctor yelled at me saying, you can't just copy down numbers, blah, 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 blah. And I walked out of there and I said, no. I found a new GP. After a while, when I went to school on the island, I got to a pediatric endocrinologist. And he got me back into seeing a doctor. But once I graduated, I went out. And a lot of it I got, well, yes, I've got my plan. I'll just go by my plan. It takes a lot to win me back. I think I finally learned that there's a hell of a lot more out there about diabetes than I know. So you need to be aware, and if you're a parent of one of us, gently. I was kind of like, okay, go on, see your doctor. A lot of times my dad will say, or said, and what does the doctor say? I don't know. I kind of know all that I need to know about this. And it wasn't until I went into the hospital one time, was assigned a endocrinologist, and during that time, I started a wonderful 20-year relationship. And when she decided to go into training new doctors, which if she's anything like she was with her patients, she's going to be wonderful at it. I assume she's still doing it. But she made sure that I carried on with an endocrinologist. It's so easy to fall out and do the exact same things. Because going to an endocrinologist, I'm lucky to have the most up-to-date Medtronic pump. And it's allowing more and more better information to pass. I found through my doctor a diabetes education center where I met up with my diabetic education nurse. And because I am such the brittle diabetic, I could call her, I could text her. I try to do it during regular day shifts. But if I didn't do that, I'd be well on my own. And I could understand, I really could understand where young diabetics who don't follow normal routines can fall out of favor and get massively out of control. Oh well, I'm not having any lows, so I must be doing something right. When I was first diagnosed, the insulin, the hypoglycemia was the big event. Oh my God, people started rushing around if you had a hypoglycemic. But hyperglycemic can be just as much an emergency. And I would just sit there, I'll take a little bit more insulin. But to tell a type 1 diabetic, oh, you need to do treatment or whatever. It's going to be a lot of, no, I know everything. And you have to guide them, show them. The best thing now is that there is so much type 1 diabetes education out there now. Online, YouTube shows diabetic type 1 new treatments. It shows CGMs. First time I was to go onto a CGM, I didn't really know what the use of this was for. Now, I can't imagine my life without it. And I went through the time of dealing where it was all new. But we all need to help these new diabetics stop thinking they know everything. Because you know what? You don't. I don't. There's some parts of there's so much specialized care in diabetes now where it wasn't around. If someone told me in 1977 that, oh, one day you will have a little square device that will be giving your insulin and monitoring your blood sugar, I would sit there and go, hell no. I'll do fine with my needles. And look at where we are now. Don't be a know-it-all. Let other people go see your doctor. Go and to what you call your diabetes education center. Things change so quickly. Be ahead of the game. Don't let diabetes win. Have a great day. We'll talk later. Bye. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.